back to the show. My name is Angel Lorenzana, and I got my co-host over here,
Rafa.
How you doing today, Rafa? Everything good?
Very good, excellent.
Hell yeah, that's good to hear, brother. Hell yeah. And then today we got a guest. He's a good friend of ours, a fellow comedian, and he's making content with like skits and stuff, and he has his own podcast, and I'll have you talk about it, man.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Bong Noises. You can catch us on YouTube, Amazon Music, and Spotify.
All right.
And TikToker also, right?
Yeah, TikTok. You can catch us on Instagram, 42T Media, officially 42T.
All right. Tommy Fiend, what's going on with you?
I'm doing good. Me and Sandwich just got done recording an episode about ourselves. That we took a mushroom each.
Okay.
So it was a real nice little conversation. We cried a lot.
Did you? Yeah. That's beautiful, man. That's
very emotional. I've known him.
That's badass.
It was 14 years.
Yeah.
I've known him.
Okay.
So it's been a very long time.
All right.
Getting to know him.
So it was kind of painful?
No, it's very heartfelt.
I mean, there was crying involved.
No, crying is a good thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't cry for fun sometimes?
Well, so yeah, I guess.
I like to get a good cry out, you know. I like to feel all the emotions, and when I feel all the emotions, I get overwhelmed. I cry a little.
I'm not gonna lie. I got a little choked up earlier in my Uber ride to go pick up my car because this guy was just fucking cool as fuck, and he was asking me like, what I do for work and shit. Mm-hmm. And I kind of told him like, you know, I'm in this space where I'm kind of just getting my shit together and kind of, you know, have like a comeback and shit. He's like, yeah, man, I really respect that. Like, you know, when I really love when people have like a comeback and, you know, when people get their shit right. And then before I stepped out of the car, he's like, you're gonna do this, man. You got this. You're gonna do this. And I could tell he really meant to. You know, when people say things just to say them sometimes. You could tell he like really fucking
put his energy really, towards you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got out of the car. I was like, holy shit. And I was kind of like someone in an emotional spot at that moment too. Mm-hmm. So like I was like I needed to hear that. So that was
everybody needs that.
Now you better don't disappoint and
yeah, I know, right? He obviously doesn't know me that well to have that much confidence in me. Yeah. But yeah, so what you been up to? You said you got the podcast.
Just working, man. If I'm not content creating with that motherfucker, I'm working. All I got to do is keep myself alive these days.
Okay. Do you talk about what you do for work at all, or?
I dishwash in a kitchen. Okay. I work at a nicer hotel here in. Y'all say Lubbock?
Yeah, okay. We say Lubbock. But you don't have to dox yourself. You don't say exactly where you're working.
They know. They know. Anybody watching knows I'm here. But it's downtown Lubbock. I work in a nice little kitchen. It's pretty cool. I've been there for two-ish years now. Okay.
Shit. I live in downtown now.
Oh yeah. So you're probably closer to work than I am because I live farther away now. When I got the job, we were right down the street, so I was saving gas, but now I'm spending fucking more on gas than anything.
Oh man.
What got you into that business of dishwashing? How do you end up there?
I started working at a kitchen at like 16. I worked at Rose's, was my first job, and I've always worked in kitchens. But
because it's a fast-paced, dangerous type of area to work with, to tell you the truth.
And even like but we have dinner services.
Yes, anybody.
Yeah, dishwashing's working in a kitchen's hard work, and you know, when you're constantly making the same thing over and over again, you gotta learn. Like, we change our recipes book every other like 6 months or so. Mm-hmm. So we're constantly learning new things. I'm always, just as a dishwasher, I help them prep. They teach me knife tricks. They teach me all kinds of stuff. So
nice.
It's a nice job, and that's cool. I used to do I was managing like fast food jobs before this. So now getting my hands on actual food, cooking from raw to cook stuff.
So you've been in the industry for a while. Is there something that you are cultivating by the years you keep working on these venues and stuff?
Yeah, it's just money, honestly. Like, it's like I was telling my coworker, he was like, don't you want to be a line cook like us? Don't you want to move up? I'm like, this is just a bag to me. Like, this is just a paycheck. I come here, I get high at work, I bullshit, you know, you pay me, I do work, and I leave. My ambition is...
You pretend to pay me, I pretend to work.
Exactly, yes. You know, all my ambition is in my creative work. So like I paint. Me and my girlfriend just started doing hand air dry clay work. And so playing with clay is fun, and like doing comedy with you guys, being able to podcast with him, doing skits. All that ambition is where that drives me.
Nice, man. That's pretty badass.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Hell yeah. So are you originally from Lubbock?
Yeah, born and raised here.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never lived anywhere else.
Lived anywhere else?
Yeah, I've been to a couple of big cities, but this has always been home.
Okay. So what kind of traveling have you done? Where'd you go?
We took a trip to Seattle once with the high school. That was a lot of fun.
Okay.
My first trip on our own was with us, like as roommates, and then my brother and cousin went with us to Denver, Colorado. Was the first time I ever drove like that far away from home. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I've been to New Mexico a couple different times, but never anywhere else, to be fair. My next stop should be Vegas, and then hopefully after that, New York. Is what I'm hoping for.
Perfect.
Nice. I never been to New York, but I do want to go. I like when I watch like movies and TV shows and stuff. Mm-hmm. Whenever it's like based in New York, I like really like the vibe of it.
My favorite vibe of New York is late 90s, early 2000s New York. Everybody's still scared of terrorism, but we're still living a good life, you know?
Yeah.
That's my favorite shit. Like Law and Order SVU was my favorite show growing up. Mm-hmm. So like I love watching old Law and Order. I'm like, yeah, that's the good time to live in New York.
Nice.
Everybody's scared of fucking Muslims still. Like, oh, everybody grow up. They're just people.
I was in New York for a few months. I've been there a few times, but there was one time that I spent a few months over there. And yeah, like you said, it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
And air. Now, the one thing I can tell you is like the best food in the world.
Oh yeah.
I don't care where you go, any hole in the wall, the food is incredible. And that's one thing.
The world touches everything there.
And yes, exactly. It's people from everywhere. And one of the things that I did that it was kind of odd to me when you go to those tunnels, you go to Manhattan and it's leaking water, and you feel like these shit's about because then you also tend to learn a little about the history and how old are those fucking bridges and shit like that. And you're like, this shit is about to just break down or whatever. No, and for whatever reason, they still work every day. You know how many cars go through there every day?
Yeah.
And you're like, how does this shit still stand? You know what I mean?
And what scares me is like when I watch, like if you ever like watch the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle live action movie, they live in an abandoned subway like tunnel, and it's like, to me it's like, if that's abandoned and old in the 90s, like in the late 80s, like how long it had been there before. Because like when I think about the 1920s and the Depression, it doesn't feel that long ago, but it's quite a bit of time. Yeah, New York is really fun. I've always wanted to try to visit.
Nice, that's cool.
Pizza, I love pizza.
Who was your favorite Ninja Turtle? Because we all have one. Come on.
I honestly, I want to say it's Michelangelo, but I always grew up thinking I was Leo.
Leo. All right.
Okay, and that's the shit. The blue one. Okay,
blue one, yeah.
Nice.
The leader, the oldest brother.
Okay,
but that's who I always was growing up.
Okay,
I'm biased. I like Raphael. I like the size, and I try those things, and they were a lot of fun. Yeah,
is your name Raphael too?
Yeah, Raphael was more my brother, hot-headed and stuff. So I'm always the other character from the guy who's hot-headed.
I was a Michelangelo guy. Yeah.
Party dude.
Yeah.
You were telling me about your name, the name you used for the Fiend.
Fiend, yes.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So I call myself Mr. Fiend because I will do anything ethically to get myself high on marijuana or psychedelics too. So like I'll work 40 hours a week to fucking make a paycheck to fucking pay my bills, and then I can buy marijuana. I'll fucking go across state lines and hush, keep it secret to get what I need. Like, I'll wait at a plug's house for 2 hours.
Okay.
If I have to.
All right.
But, you know, as long as I get my shit, I'm good.
Okay.
So I'm classy about it because I'll never suck dick. Like, I'll never fiend, but I'm Mr. Fiend. I'm classy about it. But I call myself Tommy Fiend right now just because I have a plan for the character of Mr. Fiend. And I don't know if I've said this on my own podcast, but I know I've told Morgan this. The whole plan is to one day give myself a luchador mask commissioned and don it in front of y'all at one of the comedy sets, and I'll no longer call myself Tommy out in public like that.
Oh, man.
You see me out at comedy nights, if I come do the show out here, I'll be in the mask.
Okay. Even when you like show up to the mic and when you're not even on stage at all.
Nope. Yeah, to keep that with what they call in wrestling the kayfabe alive. Yeah.
Nice.
Have you designed this mask or not yet?
I have one original design that Sandwich's girlfriend helped me make, and then I had taken my own interpretation of that mask and painted it onto a canvas.
Okay, that's cool.
So I have gotten in touch with a mask maker, and he said that it was
Someone
a really
in Mexico, I assume.
I think so.
Okay.
I hadn't gotten too far and like I just showed him the mask and he was like, it seems like a cool idea. I'd love to work on it. So it's just a matter of, I think he said it was like 180 to 230. So I just need to find that money to be spent it on, you know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping one day like my girlfriend would just buy it for me type shit.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
That's fun.
Man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But that's the bigger picture for my own character.
Nice. That I can't wait to see that. So you just show up in your mask and just
I'm just some fat guy
have a
in the
whole
mask.
different persona. Like you're gonna have like a whole different like personality.
Oh yeah, and then like even for us as a team together, we're like we plan to be big heads in the cannabis industry.
Mm-hmm.
So one day, you know, it's like when I'm out, like I'm meeting Snoop Dogg and shit. You're gonna catch me in a yellow, green, and red like Rasta suit. Yeah. And I'm gonna be wearing that mask. Like everybody will know it's me, but
it's Mr. Fiend,
yeah, you'll never know what I fucking look like past this certain age.
Yeah,
it's funny because at the beginning of my comedy, I used a lot of luchador masks. To tell you the truth.
Oh yeah.
But those were for my. They were my idols when I was a kid. Let me put it that way. So these are luchadors that they don't even wrestle anymore.
Right.
Now it's their grandkids or whoever, you know.
Yeah,
but,
juniors and
yeah, exactly.
They take name things off and put them together and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I love wrestling. Wrestling has always been a big part of my life and stuff.
You grew up with these watching wrestling, WWE, I assume?
WWE mostly. I found Japan wrestling in high school, and then I was always aware of luchadors, but I started paying attention to what they were doing here in the last couple of years that I've gotten back into it.
Okay.
But yeah, I've always been
different style.
Oh yeah, between Americans, the Canadians and Mexicans, they all wrestle completely different. And when you start looking toward the European countries, UK wrestling, and Russia, they do a whole like slap fest, and that stuff gets kind of crazy. Japan, it's like wild strikes and
real fast.
It's real fast paced. Yeah. It's almost like luchador and UK wrestling mixed together is what I would describe. Strong style.
A lot of Mexican luchadores travel to Japan all the time, and then vice versa. Japanese go to Mexico because the style kind of blend very well.
Great Muda is one of those people that fucking went back and forth between Mexico and Japan for a lot of years.
Satoru Sajama was one of the ones on the back in the days. Tiger Mask.
He's been
legendary luchador. I mean,
I think there's been 5 Tiger Masks.
Oh yeah, I mean decades have gone by. Of course,
they've had 5 different Tiger Masks. So yeah, it's a long legacy of things.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much history. I love history. History has always been one of those like fun things. I love American history, love world history. I love learning history about music. Rock music has always been a big influence in my life as well.
Nice. Cool. Do you play any instruments?
I did cello from 6th grade to 12th grade.
Never get cello on you. Oh my god.
Me and him stand partners. Yeah, like I got the tattoo right here, half cello, half classic guitar, because I did mariachis in high school and stuff too. So I play guitar as well.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
I taught myself how to play like ukulele and stuff like that.
That's badass.
Yeah. Wow. I'm impressed, bro.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
And like even like the vihuela, I learned how to play that in the mariachis too. My primary instrument was always guitar, but I did play vihuela for a year or two.
And but you did that in high school.
I did in high school. Well, even now, I still have my guitar at home, and I think about my hand techniques all the time. I think about all the songs that I've learned over the years.
Do you sing and play guitar at all? Like at the same time? You tried?
I never tried for people. Usually, if I'm singing, it's like in karaoke and stuff. But like other than just performing with a group and then being like a background singer, I've never had like a solo or nothing like that.
So I was gonna say whether you want to just play the guitar or sing and play the guitar, but I started going with Derek and Morgan to the O Bar on 34th. Well, this past Sunday was my first time.
Okay.
And they did their music with like the guitar and singing and stuff, and I think they each did some covers because they'll give you like 3 songs, and then I signed up and did some freestyle rap on stage and stuff, and it was pretty cool. It was cool because I was playing with the whole band.
Oh,
yeah,
shit,
they were playing.
How was it?
It was fun. Yeah, man. I did this thing where I took suggestions from the crowd.
No way.
Yeah, I put them. But I went right before I went on. I went. People that were like there for the music.
Okay.
I was asking them if they could give me a word or a topic or anything. And so I had pretty much had like a piece of, it was like doing like an open mic, you know, you have your notes, but so I was just used it because I don't think I was going to remember everybody's topic. So I had a list of stuff and I was just trying my best to like freestyle rap about those topics, and I didn't do horrible. Yeah,
that's good. And
then I just did, it was because it was that, but I was also mixing in my own stuff like freestyle or things that I've kind of like accumulated, like raps that I've accumulated just by trying over time. Because I have written before, but I've never written like, I don't think I've ever like wrote like a whole thing and be like, okay, this could be a song.
And like we've always like, oh, we're gonna do like rap songs one day for the YouTube and stuff, and then like we never like tried or anything. It's just one of those things where it's like we're always down to venture into any kind of art we can, and like I've only wrote one like bar in my whole life.
That's funny. That's cool. But yeah, you should go check it out if you guys just want to go just to even just watch.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
My uncles and my mom love drinking at the old bar, so I gotta go try that out.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been there yet.
Okay. And then it was cool because it was me, Morgan, and Derek, and then the other performers that were there too were actually pretty good. There was a couple people that did guitar. There was this one girl, Ashley. She plays the keys, and she went up there and did her thing. But right before she went on, because I went on, I think right before her, or either like the person, before that. But she came up to me and she was like, and she had an accent. I know where she was from, but she asked. At first, I was a little bit confused because she was like, "Can you speak on my set?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, can you speak on my spit? Can you speak on my set?" And then I got it. She wanted me to rap over her when her playing the keys too.
Sick. Okay.
Yeah. So after I went up, someone else did, and then she went up, and they gave her like 3 or 4 songs. But I think it was like the second one where she was playing, and she like looked at me. She was like, "Come on, yeah." And then I went up and
rapped on that shit. Hell yeah, that's fucking cool. Sharing art.
That was fun. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I hung out with like 3 or 4 them after we went to like someone's house and just hung out to like almost like 4 a.m. So and it was cool because that was brand new for me. I haven't been to any music open mics, so that was me like branching out to like a different genre.
See, and the only reason I came to the comedy nights because sandwiches is like, let me that they do this. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I was usually working Wednesday nights, so like I'm gonna go try it. Or he went to go see it, and then he was like, bro, we gotta go try it. So the next time we went, he tried. I watched him. So then the next week came, I was like,
"Watch him fail." You watch him succeed.
No, he did all right. I'm always a fan of all his jokes. Like anything that he's done, I'm always a fan. Like I get his humor to the max.
So that give you enough courage to say, he can do it, I can do it.
I can do it too. Yeah. Anything he can do, I can do, because I know that I'm just as capable as he is. Like he's given me every bit, because like I didn't graduate high school, and so like when people hear that, they don't always expect too much from me, and he has, and he was the smart one. He's the smartest one out of our friend group. So he gives me the power to feel better about myself, because he's never looked down on me and put me down for not being on his level.
Yeah.
So
man, that's pretty cool. And I think I've asked you this before. So you guys are not related?
No, we're not related.
Okay. You're just homies, longtime homies.
Yeah, longtime homies.
Junior high or high school?
Junior high. He was my first friend on the first day of 6th grade.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nice. That's badass, man. That's cool.
No, that's fucking sick.
Nice.
I can see you being his bodyguard. He's like, I need a big guy to protect because I'm small, right?
Yeah,
you and me, we're gonna be friends.
And he's got 2 of us, me and my brother, and my brother's even taller than I am, so we're always ready.
Like that.
Yeah, you see us at Jake's at a hardcore show, like we're fucking bunched up. He's right in between us. We're fucking ready for anything.
Nice, dude. I love mosh pits. I used to go to a lot of punk rock shows, like like backyard street punk shows and shit.
Where people are real 2-stepping and shit.
Yeah, what I experienced is the circle pits. That's what.
Okay.
It's kind of like, to me, it's a lot more friendly. It could get aggressive, but
there's levels. Yeah. There's levels to the music. There's levels to the aggressiveness that those musics takes you. So like when I was a teenager, and I started listening to what I consider metalcore, like that emo stuff where they scream and stuff.
Yeah,
and that was all new to me, and I thought, oh, circle pits, the push pits, the wall of death, like that's the end all be all of mosh pits. Nah, like since like the 80s, punk people punching each other in the fucking face, kicking people's shit. Like,
yeah, the risk of it is supposed to be is kind of like the thrill, because people, because so there's this type of genre, Rafa, called hardcore, right? And they do this thing called what is it? Something that
two-stepping.
It's two-stepping.
It's not your traditional like cowboy two-step. Like you kick and you punch and you dance.
It looks like somebody's fighting. It looks like they're fighting a ghost.
Like almost like fighting in the air. Yeah. It's fighting in rhythm. But you're like you're throwing your hands, you're kicking your feet, you're throwing your fist back. Yeah.
But you cannot go too fast and you cannot go too slow. You have to be at the rhythm.
Yeah, and then there's certain parts of the song where you push, you fucking hit people, and then there's parts where the beat breaks down and it's just this rhythm and you just flow into this beat and you fucking two-step.
And I get it to a point that, like, especially the pushing and shoving, I get that part. To me, that kind of is fun because you always do that in high school or whatever, you know what I mean? You push me, I push you, and nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
But I seen, like, even girls getting annihilated. I mean, completely, like the biggest kick anybody can get in the fucking face and just
I went to
get
Cannibal.
completely destroyed. I mean, that doesn't to me look like fun at all.
We went to go see Cannibal Corpse, if you know who that is. They're infamous for being real dark and heavy music. But I saw a kid, he was a little bit younger than we were at the time. I was like maybe 17. He got his shit rocked so hard. I saw him hit the concrete. It's like I still know the sound his skull made when he fucking hit the pavement. But he pissed some big dude off. He got his shit rocked, and they fucking carried him by his limbs out to the fucking
ambulance and shit.
Oh,
no,
man.
there's no ambulance at the shows.
No ambulance. Okay.
No, you. What is it on the tickets when you go to Ralph's Records and you buy tickets? It always says. Anything that happens, you anything you do at the show happens at your own risk.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I've like you stay out of the way, you stay safe. If you're in there and you cause trouble, you're gonna get trouble.
No, I see that part. That is fair. You're acting like a big asshole. Someone's gonna
rock your shit every time. Yeah.
But so much violence without a referee.
Well, it's not so much. It's like those things are made to get those aggressions out. To get that feeling of being pent up, you know, it's that release that we're all searching for. Just like how I get high to relax myself. Some people are straight edge and the only drug they got is the base of the floor and the fucking fist that they fly.
Let me ask you something. What's the first thing you tried to get high?
Marijuana. I have never done like cocaine or nothing like that. We've taken acid dozens of times, mushrooms. The only drug I'm seeking is peyote, ayahuasca, and like DMT.
Okay, all right.
DMT will find me one day.
So
I know
already
that.
have a plan.
Kinda. Like if I ever we're going to like Arizona and they got an ayahuasca shaman willing to take in people, 100% sign me up.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to know what our ancestors felt doing this stuff. I want to know what it's like to be connected in that drugs realm. Because everything is on its own wavelength. And it's just tuning in yourself to find that wavelength.
What is it you're looking by getting high?
Honestly, nothing. I'm not searching for anything. I'm not searching for anything more these days.
You just want to get the experience?
Yeah, it's just about feeling it.
And staying there? Or
no.
Or from time to time getting there?
Yeah, well, like for me, smoking, it's just like people who smoke cigarettes as a ease. Like I smoke weed just to, calm myself. Like even at work, like I get kind of flustered and I'm like, fuck, I just need to take a hit, and then all of a sudden my body's fucking working on its own. It knows exactly what it needs me to do.
So it's more for anxiety more than anything else? Okay.
Yeah, it's just more or less to keep myself moving every day. Almost like an antidepressant if you really want to look at it like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And some people just like to get stoned just to get stoned. Yeah, and that's cool. That's okay.
Yeah, all cannabis use is medical use.
Because I remember when I used to smoke weed back in the day, and when medical marijuana was a thing too. And I was just talking about this with somebody. I forgot because we were talking about how all the laws that's gonna come into play. But I remember when I was in California when weed was illegal. But then medical weed came about. I think that was my favorite phase for me in my weed career was when there was the medical weed right before it was legalized.
Yeah.
And we all went out and seen that doctor and we got our medical card.
So you got glaucoma for 6 months or something like that, or what?
No, I got it for. I think I
Even
just,
then, you
I
didn't
think I
even
just
need it for
said-
something that serious.
I think
Like
I
a
just
back
said I
pain
needed
or-
it for sleep or something.
Yeah, something
Okay.
mild,
Yeah.
like even anxiety
Yeah,
got
and
you
they're
that
like, okay.
script.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you guys know what the difference between medical and recreational is, right?
What is it?
So the only difference between medical and recreational is how it's grown. When you're grown recreationally, you're grown amongst other plants, amongst other strains, in an open thing that people can just walk in. You know, there's bugs and stuff. They gotta spray stuff to keep the bugs out and stuff like that.
Free range chicken, but it's free range marijuana.
Well, it's just like, okay, think of it like how they keep chickens cooped up.
Mm-hmm.
And the medical marijuana is they sterilize a room, plant, and then just let it grow. Give it what it needs and just let it fly. When it's over, it's over. They clip
But
it up.
it's only that kind of marijuana that is selected, and it's just
Yeah,
where they
yeah, yeah.
take the strain and all that.
Yeah, and then the difference between shopping medically and shopping recreationally is the dosage amount that they are allowed to give customers.
Gotcha. Wait, so is there still medical weed in Texas? Is that not a thing
I
anymore?
believe that the only medical cities that are allowed in Texas are San Antonio and Austin at this point.
So you could go and get like
A medical card, and I think
med
there
card.
are dispensaries in Austin that you can visit and, you know, get real good stuff like they do in New Mexico.
So I'm wondering if there's.
It's also very expensive.
So I'm wondering if in San Antonio and in Austin, if there's dispensaries that are only medical.
Yeah,
like
they're,
you can't
they're
just
only
go in
medical. Yeah,
for recreational
Yes.
use.
Yeah, it's
You have
only
to have
medical.
like the med
You
card
used to
with
go to
it.
Vegas, bro.
See, and
That's where they
I
have these buses where they take you from this. It's like a tour bus.
Mhm.
They take you from dispensary to dispensary,
Mhm.
and then of course you get to see all the kinds of different marijuanas and
you want to know the problem with those kinds of tours?
what.
Those tours are made by those companies that they take you to.
Uh-huh.
So you're not even technically getting your best experience, getting the high
Yeah.
quality thing. They're getting what
They're
they
just marketing what they have.
exactly.
Yeah.
But there's so many different kinds. That it's
Oh
like
yeah, when
it's like a party bus. You're gonna get
Yeah.
fucked up no
oh,
matter
yeah.
what.
Well, like there's just
Right?
research. Like there's like the biggest marijuana dispensary in Vegas.
Uh-huh.
It's like this whole big old thing. It's really nice and cool, but it's just show.
So
like
he's-
it's not cheap weed. It's not that good weed. Like I've read reviews of that place where they're just scamming people. Yeah, it's cool to visit, but
Mhm.
the real deals, the real good shit is in the little shops that you can find, like in Colorado.
So he's taking like a connoisseur.
No, this guy
approach
knows
to
Well,
his shit.
and-
I have no. I thought
and
that
to
was
me-
a big
yeah,
shit, but
to me, the-
obviously it's not.
To me right now, the cheapest I can get it and the best high I can get, I'll go for the cheapest one.
Okay.
Like I've recently dabbled into better dab than just the scrape of the mill,
Uh-huh.
like $10 a gram. But those $10 a gram still hit better than anything that
Yeah.
if I can get it here and on the street.
Did you ever get into rosin, like real rosin?
I've only had a couple of hits from a couple of friends. Like I met
Okay.
a dude in Denver or in Colorado Springs my last year, and he hooked me up with some good stuff.
That's been like because I was talking with Sandwich about this too. Sandwich is here for people who are watching or whatever.
Yeah,
That
he's behind the cameras, keep making sure that everything's cool.
Creeping.
when it comes to all this, what's not even new anymore, but when it comes to dabbing and wax and oils and pens and all this stuff, it's all evolutionized in the past, like what, 15, 20 years now,
Yeah,
maybe?
it's not even that long,
Yeah.
but that's what I was telling you earlier. It's like they've only studied so much because they were allowed to. Like when people are allowed to look at it deeply, there's unlimited use to what marijuana can do.
Yeah.
And that's why I love it and believe in it so hard, is that not only is it a substance to get me high, but hemp rope, oil, those
Mhm.
things are proven to help cars work. Those things are proven to fucking
Oh,
keep
shit.
us afloat. It's another byproduct of earth. Anything is like a cow. They don't waste a fucking thing on those fucking cows. Every single piece of the cow is used. There's
Uh-huh.
a use for every single inch of that plant.
Yeah.
From beginning stages to end stages, no matter where you cut it, there's perfect use
Okay.
for everything.
Nice. So what I was saying about this is just speaking on like the whole dabbing
Mhm.
like new movement that it's like 15 maybe 20 years old now, but the first thing that came out that was really popular was when people were blasting it with BHO, and it was called BHO, butane hash oil.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if you've heard that term before.
Yes, yes.
They'll get like a big glass tube and put some kind of screen.
That's the cheaper
on the
stuff
other
of
side,
wax that I still buy.
and they would just blast it. Okay, and they still make that, but and then and that's all from the way they consume it. Because I remember there used to be this titanium. The glass part, it looked like a bell. No, it looked like a bell. It would like swing over, and it was like a bell, and it would have this titanium swing that you torch, and you swing it under it. And then this was
That's
like
crazy, son.
And then it went from that to the titanium nail.
Yeah, and I loved. We used to smoke on a nectar collector for years. I love my nectar collector, dog.
Okay, yeah, and then there was the titanium nail with the glass dome.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, because we had one like that and we fucked it up so royally. It was hilarious. Yes.
And then the titanium nail came in. Wait. Oh yeah, because it was glass nails first, and then the titanium came in, kind of.
Yeah,
I'm getting confused, but I know it's okay. It switched from titanium to quartz, and then and now
they started making the bangers. They started perfecting the way that those layouts are with the terp slurps and all that shit. Yeah.
So have you heard of this dude or this company called Highly Educated? I've talked to.
I think Sandwich.
So there's this guy named Task Rock, and he's a very humble guy because he doesn't like try to take all the credit for this shit. But so when I first got into dabbing, I was like very into hip hop at the same time too, and I literally like Googled. I was wondering, is there any music? Because there's so much music about weed, and at that moment, the thought was like, well, is there any music about this new thing, this dabbing stuff going on? You know what I mean? And when I looked it up, sure enough, there was this guy named Task Rock. And the song he made was called "Boil That Oil," and it was about dabbing. Talking about like blasting what we were talking about. But I discovered him as an artist. But then I came to find out that he was like starting up his own business. So pretty much they started it off making the titanium nails. So this guy is responsible. He's like the pioneer of like, kind of like one of the main guys in how the evolution of like the nails with the titanium and the quartz and everything like that. I think he made the very first domeless titanium nail without the glass, and then he made the first e-nail. But even to this day, everything they put out, it gets mimicked. Like So he's so into it scientifically and all the numbers and then like temperatures and all that. To where they just go it's all based off of science, the way they work. Yeah. And so every time he drops a product, all these other glass companies fucking rip it off. Have you heard of the control tower? You know what that is?
Yes.
Yes. I haven't used it's been a while since I've done any of that stuff, but the control tower, it's I could only try to explain it, but that's like the newest thing right now, where it has like this glass. It's like a little tube, and there's something at like the little dish at the bottom. Yes, and then that fucking thing spins all up. The terp slurp. Yes. So that's where I first seen it from him. And then, like I said, all of a sudden, everybody starts fucking everybody has that. Yeah,
everybody's got their own design on it. Everybody's got the little swerve on their tip and shit.
So people don't give him. It's kind of messed up because people don't give them credit. But you have all these glass blowers that are waiting for him to to create the new thing, and so they could copy it.
That's something that I've noticed though. So like when I went to go meet my friend in Colorado, he put me on so many people that are his friends and stuff, and it's like, that's what I would hope to achieve with our platform, is to give those shout outs to the people who created this stuff, to the people who paved the way for us to be here. And it's like, I don't imagine myself or even Sandwich creating something cutting edge scientifically wise for the cannabis community. I see us interpreting that science so we can dumb it down and explain it to dumb people, just like how he does it for me. You know what I mean? Because he's a science guy, so he goes and learns what he can, and then comes up and he goes, okay, basically it's like this, and then boom, we're fucking
this shit for those guys.
Yeah, and we're fucking educated now.
Brains are out already.
Yeah. Together we learn.
He's gonna write a book, Weed Science for Dummies or something like that.
Yeah, he'll write it and then he'll interpret it for me, so then I can write it, and then the dummies will understand me.
Yeah, nice. Hell yeah, man. That's cool. So
I can see the title. What was the title of the book already? High for the dummies or what?
Weed Science for Dumbasses. I don't know.
Wow. All right. So let me ask you something. How's your love life?
My love life is fantastic.
Really?
Yes, I have a wonderful girlfriend I've been
Why
with.
did you sound surprised, Rafa?
I have a girlfriend I've been
It's
with.
rare. No,
Okay.
it's nothing personal. It's just it's rare when somebody says it's fantastic.
Oh,
it's
fantastic.
rare like a motherfucker,
like,
bro.
really?
I'm like, really? That's good?
Tell me your
shit.
secret.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been with her for 5.5 years. It's gonna be 6 years in December. You know, she's the love of my life, the woman I give my all to, and she gives me her all. And that's all I could ever ask for.
That's awesome, man.
But my goal in life
Shout
is
out
to
to
be.
Olga.
Yeah. Her name's not Olga. Alexi.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you.
I don't even
But
know.
You saw that reaction, bro?
I was like, oh, her name is not Olga. I was like, don't get that fucking twisted. She'll be like, oh, so you got some
That's
bitch
how
up there
rumors
named
get started
Olga.
and shit.
I was like, when I don't go to comedy, you got some bitch named Olga. They know that's exactly what I hear.
Shit.
But no,
Wow,
no.
Yeah.
She's great. No,
That's awesome.
Yeah, no,
that's good to know. That's
I
good to know.
make sure she's treated well. She makes sure that sometimes I'm treated well enough, and
Who wears the pants? In the
I do.
house? You do.
yeah,
Perfect. I
she
like
without me, she's lost. Okay, well, she's famous for asking questions, and then 2 seconds later, someone's there to tell her that's not me. Like, we'll be watching a TV. She's like, wait, what happened? And then boom, someone comes in, gives context. She's like, oh. Or I tell her, boom, someone comes in, gives her context. She's like, I told you, if you'd have waited 2 more seconds,
Yeah.
you would have heard it yourself. They're like, you're lost, and they're gonna come explain it to you. Like, she's the target audience for the reason they have to explain certain things in certain points of TV shows.
Yeah.
How do you guys meet?
On Tinder.
No way.
Yeah, on Tinder. We matched. We didn't say anything to each other for a while, and then she had it was right when they did you can see when people upload new pictures onto their profiles. So I liked her picture, and she started texting me. So we had a date planned.
So officially, who made the first move?
I did.
You did.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did. We had a date plan, and the night before we were supposed to meet up that day, she was like, hey, do you want to come over and cuddle with me? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I wasn't expecting nothing. It was a point in my life where I wasn't trying to rush into anything because I was infamous for rushing into things, giving them everything, and it's just kind of rolling over and blowing up.
Wow.
So for me, I was like, the next thing that feels serious, I'm going to make sure I draw lines, and we're going to move at levels. So I went over, we held each other like this in bed for a couple hours. We watched a movie, and we fell asleep. And
That's kind of romantic.
it was really romantic. And so the next day when I left her, I got back to my house, and I was looking for my friend or for a sandwich and my brother, and they already went to go have lunch. So I was like, well, they just left me here. So she was like, well, do you want me to come over? Yeah, sure. And so I met her right at the end of 2019. So leading into 2020, the COVID happened. We both got COVID at the same time, and she was living with her grandmother at the time. So I just told her to come in with us. You can stay with us for the 2 weeks while you're sick, and we'll be fine. And she never left my life.
Wow. That's very nice.
Ever since that night I first went over to her house, I have seen her every single day. Or there was a couple times where she's gone on trips with her friends, but she's been in my life every day since then.
That is super cool, right? I'm
That's
happy
nice.
for you. Like I said, I was surprised when you said that it was like, really?
Oh yeah, no,
the majority of people you ask them is that.
She likes to pretend she's shy, but I started juicing her up, and she's like, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. And I'm like, yeah, you will.
Oh, man.
Do you have anything coming up? Any shows? Anything that you?
No one's asked me to. You guys are, other than Morgan asked us to do his podcast with us. This is the only other time they've asked me to come out and do stuff. So no, yeah, I'm at the open mics on Wednesdays, hopefully Thursdays, and my podcast.
Well, you know how it is. You got to build the relationships with people who produce.
Yeah,
the
and I
shows
can't wait to
stuff
get
like
to
that.
know y'all better, and that's why I was so excited. I had to jump at the opportunity when you called.
How long you been doing comedy? I told you, I don't even remember.
Since late October last year, so it's been 7-9 months now.
Okay.
So I'm still getting real comfortable on stage. I'm still getting used to being me, but the last 3 sets, they've gone good, but I felt good saying it all.
You feel it when you're on stage. That's for sure. You don't need somebody to pat you in the back. You feel the reaction.
Yeah, I feel myself growing every time. I feel myself getting more confident within my ability.
We gotta get you out there definitely to perform in showcases. Sit out there to.
I was hoping for the Stoner show.
Like
I was hoping for one of the Stoner show spots, but they stopped doing that since they fucked up the AC.
That sucks, dude.
But that's alright.
Well, no, we gotta start something. We had a great luck in Portales. In New Mexico. I'm telling you, you gotta put a show together in one of those dispensaries. That'll be great.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay.
I have to think of something. Yeah. There's this dispensary in Clovis that does they operate out of an old bank. So like in their driveway, it's like the bank set up like you drive up to like the little things, and it's just usually their cars. I wonder if we can like set up a stage outside. It's completely canopied over.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
I don't know. I'll have to see. Maybe next time I go to New Mexico, I'll put that in somebody's ear.
Yeah, man.
I'm telling you, it's a good opportunity. The last time we had shows over there, they were incredible. Good people, ambience. They were great shows. So you're going over there anyway, so might as well, make some contacts and try to see if we can put something together.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll have to take that idea.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
What's the tattoo on your hand?
The Metallica M.
Oh, the Metallica M. Oh shit. Okay.
Metallica M.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because I'm Mexican, I always felt like the urge to get one of my initials tattooed on me, and James Hetfield has the Metallica M tattooed. His is apparently a lot smaller than mine, but I got the M tattooed because my last name.
It's not about the size anyway, right?
Nah, but it's big as fuck. It's bigger than James Hetfield. That's the point.
Are you right-handed, by the way?
I'm right-handed. Yes.
Why?
No, it's just that, the spot for the tattoo right there.
My mom used to work in a collision place, and one of the guys, I was a teenager, he told me, if you turn your hand the other way, it feels like someone else is doing it. So if I tuck it in, I can't see it, right?
Oh, man. What do they say? If you sit on your hand and wait till it gets numb, and they call it a stranger? Someone just laughing.
Yeah, no, that shit's fucking funny.
Oh man, shit.
So, well, like I said, we're gonna try to put you in a show. Sandwich is coming up in our next show over here.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try to make sure I ask off for that.
The only thing you gotta understand this: we want to make our shows some of the best shows.
Oh yeah. If you're paying for something, you want to make sure you give people their money.
So you gotta get someone from out of town. You gotta get someone who are they've already been doing it for a long time. Yeah. But then at the same time,
and
we need someone to open the show and give an opportunity to someone who's still kind of new.
Oh yeah, and there's getting better. There's so many other.
We're trying a little by little, helping the local comedians so they can have a chat doing a showcase.
There's so many of us that have started, it seems, within the first year that I'm surprised that he's getting on so many shows compared to some of the other guys. But I think very highly of all the comedians that do it, because it is very tough to get up in front of people and try to be funny. And I'm saying most, but all of the guys, all the girls, guys, they kill it. Cameo, the last couple of times, has done a really great job, and her sets are always really funny. Moth is getting better, and
I don't know.
It's fun to see everybody grow.
Yeah,
every 6 months or at least every year, there's a group. There's from that. Everybody's new, and there's this group of 6-7 people, and you guys are part of the newest, I believe, group that we have.
Yeah.
But now you guys are getting to that point where now you start doing showcases.
Yeah. Well, and it's I've never known Morgan as a fat guy.
Oh, you never did?
Yeah, because
so that's
when I started, he was just coming back from his surgery, I believe.
Surgery, yeah. So you've seen him
and he already lost weight.
Yeah, he already lost a lot of weight.
Yeah,
and he lost even more.
So even on the group chat, there was a picture of y'all on stage or them on stage, and
he was big.
I didn't know it was him until a couple weeks I was in the group chat, and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking Morgan.
Yeah.
Damn. It gives me hope as a fat guy that one day I can fucking lose all that shit,
Just don't get a vasectomy like he did.
No, I gotta make sure I lay my oats. I got some things to do.
He's really open to surgeries, isn't he?
Hey, to each his own. It's like I said, we're all searching for a drug. It's a drug of choice.
He just likes the cheat codes to life, man.
Hey, man. Whatever way you got to get it.
Shit, what was I going to say? I don't even know, man. Rafa, what do you got?
Well, one of the things that I wanted to ask you is your love life and all that stuff. That's some of the things that I asked people. What's your favorite comedian? What kind of music you like?
What
are your influences? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Comedy wise.
Comedy wise.
Comedy.
Comedy wise, Gabriel Iglesias was probably the first comedian I ever saw that made me love and laugh comedy.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy, I remember the first time seeing Raw on DVD when my dad bought it for himself. And that was a really big point of like comedy for me. And then Bert Kreischer. I love Bert Kreischer's stories. I even have his like sandals and shit. He's really funny, dude.
You know what? I've never. That's pretty cool. That I don't think I've actually met a real Bert Kreischer fan. And I'm not saying that I'm not hating.
No, I know.
But let me tell you this, because I didn't care for him at the beginning at all.
Yeah.
But then it got so trendy to hate him. Like it's like the cool thing to say or to do is that you don't like Bert Kreischer or whatever. And now I'm like, you know what? Like he's actually not. I think he's more entertaining like as a podcaster or just his personality in real life, because I never watched his stand up, but I consume a lot of podcasting. But I think him just, even though he's rich and he kind of has everything he wants, you know what I mean, he's still kind of like
real humble about it. Yeah,
even you could say that it kind of got to his head, but I don't think it did. Like he kind of just goes.
That's the thing. He doesn't think he's hot shit.
Yeah,
he just shows up and does him, and that's what people I think misconstrued as narcissism. He's just living his best life, and that's how I want to be. When I'm Mr. Fiend in the mask, and I tell you, I'll pull up anywhere and smoke, like because I am that guy. When he takes his shirt off and he chugs that beer, I fucking want to take a full bong rip. I'll take the fattest dab you give me. Yeah, I'm here to party.
So and that's his thing too. You know, there's nobody could like take away your thing because because Bert Kreischer was on a podcast with Big J Okerson. Do you know who that is from Leisure Mistakes? So Big J was on Bert Kreischer's podcast called Bertcast or something like that,
Bertcast.
right? And Bert Kreischer was pretty much like, because as of recently, he's kind of been like. He's not unaware of like even his own friends like kind of talking behind his back and stay like kind of making fun of him for drinking and all this, right? So he's pretty much telling Big J, he's like, why are my friends like talking behind my back and like talking about the things I do and my act or whatever. And then Big J, I love the way he said it. He's like, why are people telling you not to be you?
No,
you know I mean? Like so he's like. He's telling him so they don't want you to do what you do or do your thing. You know, that makes you.
Life is too short to not be you. Why be somebody else when you can be you? The most unique person to you is you. Yeah. Yeah. No, your authentic self is what everybody wants to see. Exactly. That's why he's famous. That's why people give him money, because fuck what anybody else thinks, what he thinks he is. He knows he's him. Yeah. His fan. It's like what I'm not a fan of Dr. Phil or anything, but Dr. Phil always said, you know, my dad, I graduated at the top of my class, did all these things. My dad never told me he was proud of me, but I could look in the mirror and tell myself I was proud of myself. I married a woman who could tell me she was proud of me.
Okay.
So that's what I strive for, to be someone who's authentically me and someone that my peers and my family can look to as proud. So fuck what anybody's got to say about what you're doing and who you're doing it with. As long as you're doing good by people, doing good by your family, and doing good by yourself, you're living your life. Like, I don't believe in God or nothing, but I believe that if there is an afterlife, as long as I did right by myself and did myself just and didn't hurt anybody, I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
No matter what happens.
Cool. That's badass, man. I like that. Somebody was telling me something recently too, that they're like, try to make sure, or I forgot how they said it, but that there's 4 corners of life. You know what I mean? That he was saying it like this: when you meet someone, he doesn't fully think, he doesn't fully like tell himself that he knows who they are until he gets to know where they're at with like the 4 corners of their life. And I don't know if I'm gonna remember all of them, but it's there's the family, the work, and fuck, I can't remember the 2, but it made a lot of sense when he said yes. But that's kind of basically what you said. In other words,
you always got to make sure you know your life is a house. When you lack one side of the house is going to fall. So you got to make sure every single wall you build is structurally sound. Yeah. Evenly built. You got to find time for your mom. You got to find time for your wife. You got to find time for your kids. You know, time is short, and you might not have time all the time, but as long as you create that time for people, people are always going to show up for you. Yeah. That's why when like people deal with suicide, I've lost multiple friends. I've lost people who of illnesses. And you know, you don't get that time back. The things I learned from death is not to be scared of what couldn't be, is to live to what could be. You know, there's no time to
I get that.
fear how much time you got left. There's no time to worry about minor things like if work's gonna miss me while I call off. Like, you know, it's just, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you gotta call out of work and they fire you to make sure you're at your kid's baseball game, fuck that shit. My kid needs me at that baseball game, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why you gotta approach everything. You got priorities, but you gotta make sure you back those priorities with things that give you that earning ship to be prioritized.
Oh, damn, man.
Man, for someone who smokes a lot, I mean,
That's all I think about.
This is
It's all I constantly think about is the way life is constantly progressing, the way that life will always just be. It's like we were talking on our podcast earlier. We've lost so many people, and suicide is nothing to joke about. But you know, people die because they think these times are hard and times get real fucking gloomy. But the thing about time is that time passes. Life kept going without them, and that's sad.
Yeah.
But we're still here, and you know, I got nothing to do but to live this life.
This is one of those moments, because I'm glad we're getting to know you, because man, you seem like a pretty cool guy, man.
Yeah.
And so this is one of those moments where I tell Rafa, like, I'm glad we do this podcast, because we find out more about people than we probably never would have, honestly. Because how often do we all just get to sit down and kind of just talk about anything?
And I love to ask, like, how much do you think about death in general?
I try not to get too deep into that. I work in a hospital. It's something that happens every day. There's some days that have affected me a lot more, although they're not my family.
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
the first time that
you get
it
to know
happened,
people and then they're gone.
the first time that it happened with my family, it hit me hard. I lost one of my aunts. That she was my second mother to me, to tell you the truth. And I got, if anything, I got really mad.
Yeah,
because it's not fair.
It's not fair. No,
it's one of those things that you cannot get over easily at all, and the fact that you're not going to be able to see that person anymore, hear her voice, touch her, be with her, it's just it's hard to digest that. It's hard to accept it, and also you of course, like I said, in the hospital you see all kinds of dramas. It's like, okay, my sometimes you feel that you're so lucky because you, and also I have lost friends from suicide also, and you feel really guilty. You feel like you fail. How come I wasn't there to just turn it around and make you hold on, you know, just a little longer. You know, tomorrow is going to be a new day. The sun's going to come up. We're going to be all right. Don't make that decision. You know what I mean? I'm here with you. I'm here for you. But there are people who are going through that. They're very good at hiding it. And when they really want to do it, they pretend like everything's cool, and they do what they're going to do.
Yeah, well, it's like people don't, like, I think about death all the time. You know, death is easy. Death is the easy part. Letting go of this world, of this physical body, and that's the easy part. You know, dealing with sickness, dealing with hardships. You know, there's a band that I love. One of the lines at the beginning of their songs, it says, "It's not the dying that hurts, it's the waiting to die."
Yeah.
You know, like I take that shit to heart, because my grandmother died in 2014. She always had heart problems. She was she was 8. She died on her 80th birthday.
Wow.
It was a very full circle moment.
A long life when you think about it.
Yeah, very long life. She gave everything she had. So when my grandpa died, I was at an age, that's why I dropped out of high school. Is because I was staying up all night making sure that he didn't need to go to the restroom. He wasn't coughing up blood or anything like that. Because
you take care.
I was take care of him at night, because during the day I'd have a job. I'd go do stuff, and I was attending school for a little bit. But when the winter came, the year after my senior year, because I went to alternative high school to try to get my diploma still, I told my mom, he needs me.
I get it. You see, when I was a teenager, I didn't give a fuck about life. I believe that happens to everybody when we're teenagers. We don't really understand it, so we're like, I don't give a fuck if I die today. If you're all macho, no powerful, whatever, you know what I mean? Then as years go by, then you get to understand what really life is all about, and and that's when you're like, oh shit, it hits your heart. And I've seen different people like having different opinions, and I've seen people also tap out, like that's it, doctor, just let me go. And I saw someone that was younger than me tapping out, and I'm like, oh shit. The courage to do that. How bad is he feeling that he needs to tap out? You know what I mean? So you get this whole rainbow of colors of reactions about that, but at the same time, you're never really ready. For yourself or for your loved ones.
Well, and it doesn't matter if you're ready or not. Like it's good. Your time will come no matter what, and that's something that I grasped at a very young age. Is that death is inevitable. Our time is limited, and you never know when you'll go. But that's why it's important to grab hold of the people close to you, tell them that you love them, keep them there,
and share every. You get to share every moment. You know what I mean? To try to. And
I always have the memories. I'll always remember my grandmother singing in the mornings. I'll always remember my grandpa going outside to work. I'll always remember that. I'll always remember even my friend, he died recently. He took his own life. His grandma died like months right after my grandma died. But it hit him so much differently than I took it, that his sadness affected our friend group in a whole state. And when he left, it took a long time for us to even reconnect. And my regret will always be that I didn't try harder to push that reconnect, because he just died an acquaintance and not my friend.
Man, I'm sorry, dude.
It's okay. He was going through his own shit. Death is the grace that life gives us. Life is hard. Death is the easiest solution.
Yeah. And then so as humans, what we do a lot, everything we do is based on the past, whether it's good or bad, because you learn something and that's what you end up then you advance it or whatever.
Time is a circle, and it's a constant cycle.
Yes. So the way I see it is that having fears and anxieties about things that haven't happened or what could possibly happen. So pretty much like this, based on the past, you could fear the future, which will bring disturbance in the present. You know what I mean?
There's a psychologist saying that says the things that protected you as a child will kill you as an adult.
That's crazy.
The way that you intake life as a kid, you're trying to guard yourself. So when as an adult you're still guarding yourself, you're never going to be open to anything.
Oh man, I never thought about it that way. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to remember that. Nice. I could clip that up or something, man.
I'll fucking send you a podcast, man.
Yeah. So one more time, where could people find you at if they want to look you up and stuff like that?
Our TikTok is 42T Media. Our Instagram is official 42T. You can find us on YouTube at official 42T. Find all of our socials and stuff. You can look up our podcast on Amazon Music and Spotify. Podcast called Bong Noises. Yeah, me and Sandwich.
Okay, cool. And then I have one more question, and then we'll go to Rafa, and then we'll wrap it up. Then this is gonna be a comedy question, or it could be with like your TikTok and all your content that you've been making recently. So as of recently, have you had the question is like, as of recently within comedy and everything you're trying to do artistic wise, what has been most rewarding? Or have you had a moment or a day where you kind of just like, oh, that was either just like a fun time hanging out with the comedians, I'm pretty sure you get the question now.
Here recently, we just got free product from a company that I really enjoy. Nice. We just did the video to announce our giveaways, winners and stuff. And honestly, from 2020 uploading TikToks to now having a podcast and being able to do a giveaway, it's literally me. It's showing me that all that hard work and learning and teaching myself is worth it. Cool. So it's giving me all the courage to keep pushing, keep fucking being creative, and keep allowing myself to be open to new ideas and stuff.
Yeah. All right. Good shit, man.
Well, I just basically want to thank you, bro.
Thank you.
You said my bacon. I had a different guest for today. for today, but she canceled on me at the last minute. So
What was that?
I'm very grateful that you
Yeah, put them on blast
you're
right
here.
now. Thank
Nah,
you.
nah, I wouldn't do
Thank
that.
you.
I love everybody. I don't want no trouble. But thank you. I really appreciate you for being
Thank
here,
you
bro.
guys.
All right, cool. Peace.
See you.
Yep. All right, cool. Thank you, man. That was fucking awesome.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, tacos.